Is 2 tomorrow okay for you, Giorgio? Or we can bring in one of those other dudes to do it.
Was it silenced?
This episode is brought to you by Cardimax. Life on the front line requires you step up your game. Owned and operated by former Navy SEAL Sean Matson, Cardimax has designed just the right supplements for you and is offering American Party an exclusive offer. Buy one, get one free in your first order. Go to cardimax.com and use the promo code American. That's cardimax.com, helping you achieve your max. Boom, bitch.
Boom, bitch. Yes, and yes, Brittany, we did both coordinate to wear shorts today so we could rub our legs together.
Yeah, like grasshoppers, like Joe Biden. I'm trying to use the example that the president has given us. You know what I mean? Like, what is that where he said the kids in the swimming pool are rubbing the hair on his legs or some shit? Man.
No, I've never heard that.
You should listen because it's creepy as fuck.
Well, Dan.
Coordinate to wear shorts. It's not like we're wearing the same color shorts and the same color shirt. Why is my goddamn girlfriend in the chat roasting us before we even get started with the show?
Well,
can I get some goddamn support here, please?
No. Fuck no. I'm the only one.
Well, I'm not getting any from you.
Yeah, I always support you. I support you in many ways.
Name the ways that you support me.
I support you physically. Sometimes.
In what way?
Sometimes you just need somebody to lean up against, and I'm there for you to do it.
I use this to lean up against.
Yeah, that's only because we have to sit this far away. I support you mentally.
We should cut the middle of this table out. We should cut about a foot out of the middle of this table.
So that our legs can touch.
So we can see if we can rub them together fast enough to make grasshopper noises.
And then...
Giorgio, don't look at me like I'm fucking crazy. Make it happen, bitch.
Yeah.
Go get a fucking table saw right now and roll it in here.
Well, you don't have your table compressor, your wood compressor?
Wood compressor? What the fuck is that?
Bro, you've never seen a wood compressor where it like compresses the wood in? Like you can push 2 feet off this and not even have to cut it. Because there's also like a plywood stretcher as well. Like if you need your
I know about
I've
that.
got the 2x4 stretcher.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Dude, if you've got, you should get your table, your wood compressor. You just compress it 2 feet so you don't have to cut it and ruin the integrity.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm going to look that up because I don't believe your wood compressor machine.
And get your fucking Kimlite batteries while you're at it.
Your Humvee keys.
Yeah. Did you check your headlight fluid?
I accidentally have used the Humvee keys at the Black Rifle Ranch a few times with people because there's a Humvee there with people who've never been in the military, and I think I may have ruined someone's day one time.
Yeah.
Because they were getting frustrated and shit. I'm like, hey, dude, that isn't a thing.
You ruin my day sometimes.
Glow plugs. Turn that switch on and let it heat up.
You sometimes ruin my day.
How have I ruined your day? I make everyone's day better.
Well, like when you rub your beard on my neck.
On the front or the back?
The back. It's like it ruins my day. And
some people like it.
Yeah. Well, so what are you going to do this weekend?
Well, today.
That's great. Let's talk about me.
God damn it. Later on, hold on. I got that child tax credit for fuel. We should be good for at least a day of fuel off that. Yeah, so today we're going to do this show.
Yeah.
And then we're going to record with Paige Van Zandt, who is apparently going to fight in next weekend's Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship pay-per-view, which we'll be covering here with Chuck Liddell. So we'll have a link for everybody. It's going to be their pay-per-view feed, but it'll be us doing commentary over it. So you click our link, buy the pay-per-view, you can watch along with us, Chuck.
Hell yeah.
And if you want to come in for that too.
Yeah, what day?
Next Friday.
Yeah, I might do that.
Isn't it Friday, Giorgio? The 23rd, right? He's like 17 seconds behind. I like how our producer is standing there with headphones in, listening to the show that's on a 17-second delay, but I have questions now. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Dan? Like, I kind of see what Brittany feels with you. You're a needy bitch.
She's saying that Dakota and I are going to bare knuckle. I was thinking about making a sketch where she's getting mad at you for continuously hitting on me all the time.
Me and Brittany are going to bare knuckle?
Yeah, she's going to beat the Christ out of you, probably.
I didn't sign up for that.
Well, that's not really how that works, is it?
Okay. That's called a street fight, Brittany.
You will have to sign a release.
I will?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'm
not a doctor.
I am. Just so you know.
That's what you say.
I am a fucking doctor. And you just call me Dr. Meyer.
What about Oscar?
No, call me Dr. Meyer.
Because you're a weenie. Get it?
Oh, you're so... If I could eat them every day. If my mom says that's okay.
She's talking shit in all caps now. Yeah,
moves
isn't it weird how
on,
much
man.
effort went into promoting really, really shitty food back in the day?
Yeah.
Like all these people in fucking government that passed the food pyramid bullshit back in the day are trying to high road us on what we're eating and doing these days. Like, bitch, I've been doing drugs for 30 years and I'm fine.
Yeah,
you motherfuckers are eating processed foods and shit, and you all have diabetes.
Yeah. And Brittany, he's my man. Just know that you are only renting him. I own him.
Well, this is getting
I don't think
creepy.
we can own people, Dakota.
I own Dan.
There's some amendment about that. I think it might be the 14th.
No, I own Dan. He signed all his rights over to me, and I own him. Brittany rents him, and I'm about to up the rent, Brittany.
What's the rent that's being paid? Or if it's something.
Well, I've been giving her a trial run.
Yeah, well, that's not the same, right?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to offer her coming up next month a rent to own. Yeah, because I'm actually tired of the maintenance on your ass.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people are moving back into apartment complexes because of that.
Yeah, and the older you get, man, the more fucking maintenance is going to go up on your ass.
No, because I won't last long, right?
You never do.
No.
That's honestly, you never.
I don't. And generally speaking, in life, I won't last long either.
Yeah. Well, we have a badass show today. You know, we're always in here talking about hard shit. And I think today, it's kind of funny how the media is always putting people in the spotlight, hammering them or using them as their pawns for whenever they need that. But then all of a sudden they just drop off the fucking map and everybody forgets where they're at.
Yeah, no one cares.
No one cares. But they did care while they were in the media.
Right, yeah. And it's also really funny how the different elements of the media take sides on a certain person as though their worldview is challenged because somebody who is quote unquote on their side does something wrong, and all of a sudden I have to defend all the tenets of conservatism or liberalism. It's fucking retarded. The whole thing is super dumb.
It is so dumb.
Christmas card.
Yeah, tell me, what's this Christmas card idea?
Oh man, no. I don't want to ruin it for everybody because it's actually really funny.
Me and you doing it?
No, it's just you. But we may get involved. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. This will be good.
I mean, the general gist is some weird Christmas card, but we turned it into a puzzle, and the Christmas card is actually the Christmas card, but you're putting the puzzle of the Christmas card together, and that's the Christmas card.
I like that.
Right? So it's kind of meta, I guess.
I am a puzzler.
You're an idiot.
Have you and Brittany been playing
doing puzzles? No, because we're goddamn adults. We've been doing drugs and fucking like cruising around on boats and going to Vegas and shit. We don't do puzzles. Also, well, I guess we do get really high at night and watch TV and shit.
What do y'all watch?
She likes Grey's Anatomy. That's her favorite thing.
That's so.
And I roast it.
Yeah, it's so
the entire time.
Yeah. I've been watching that show Alone.
Alone. What was that show she mentioned to me yesterday? Is that it?
Do puzzles on drugs, bro. Imagine that.
But I don't. It's look. Drugs makes things better for sure, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make something that I don't want to do better. Awake is the one she was. Has anybody seen Awake?
No, what is that?
I don't know. It's something Brittany's been watching or she wanted to watch on Netflix, but I don't know what it is.
Dude, I've been watching that show Alone, and it's pretty cool.
What is it? Tell me about it.
Basically, what they do is they send 10 people out in the middle of nowhere by themselves. Like, you're not together. You don't see anybody. You don't have contact with anybody. You film your own. And if you last 100 days, you win $1 million.
This is a reality show, or it's...
Yeah.
That's not worth $1 million. 100 days, that's almost a third of a year. Fuck that shit.
I mean,
like, that is extreme austerity for a full year for $1 million. No, I wouldn't do that.
It's pretty badass watching them, though. It's pretty good.
I'm sure the entertainment is good, yeah, but it should be the prize should be more than that.
I mean, here's what I'll say is like, I know you kind of talk shit about it, but like, how long did you deploy for?
Don't end a sentence with a preposition.
How long did you deploy for?
Comma, dick. What? Are you asking me?
Yeah.
15 months.
15 months. How much did you make?
Like $12. I don't know. I mean,
you
if you talk about
you've done a lot more for a lot less.
If you're talking about net income, the amount of money I spent on my own gear, if you take that away, on my own entertainment, on my own food that I had to bring over there, and then on all the drugs I had to use to get my brain right when I got back, I would say I spent probably $25,000 and made no money.
Broke even.
No, I made no money. Like I spent more than I made.
So
sure.
I mean, like they don't spend any money while they're out there.
What kind of tools can you take? Is it I
think they get 10 items. So like they usually take a bow, maybe a sleeping bag.
I'd take a bow, a sleeping bag, and a knife and water purification.
This one
Other
guy,
than that, I don't know what you would even take.
This one guy had this recurve bow and he shot this wildebeest, and then he ran up to it
and stabbed it. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't want to have to track that thing. Like,
dude, you imagine trying to fucking stab a wildebeest?
If it's already shot, it's gonna be pretty pissed. So it's they come up on their back feet, right?
Yeah.
And use teeth and claws and shit. No, that sucks. Fuck that shit. But I mean, if you gotta eat, you gotta eat, I guess.
Dude. And tonight, I just want you to know.
Don't they get aggressive if you go into one of their dens too?
No. This is like the big fucking looks like a buffalo.
Yeah. But it's not as big, nearly as big as a buffalo.
No, it's as big as buffalo.
Is it really?
Yeah, look at
a wildebeest.
Yeah,
it's not wilder, by the way. It's WILDE.
What the fuck ever? Okay, I'm not a veterinarian over here and knows all the.
It's more like the size of an antelope, right?
No.
290 pounds. How much is a fucking antelope? Antelope is fucking, come on, 260 to 600 pounds. Yeah, for a normal. Oh, actually, a wildebeest is a version of antelope. Okay, that's where I was getting that from. All right, 300-pound animal either way. Trying to stab it, not a great plan.
So tonight, if I don't know if anybody in here is from Austin, but you should come to the rodeo, dude. I am doing steer saddling tonight.
Steer saddling is where you put a saddle on a
so basically
male
you gotta
horse.
Basically they let go of this steer, this cow. Steer's a cow.
And are they nubbed or are they fucking?
No, they got horns.
Yeah, but they put those little caps on them, right?
Nope. So they come out.
Come on. Don't they put like a plastic or vulcanized rubber cap on it?
No, Owen's coming tonight. He's going to film it. And
who the fuck is Owen?
Yeah, so I should introduce you to him. He's my camera guy. But anyway, so tonight we're going to go out and we are at the rodeo and there's a 3-man team. We have a saddle. We have to catch the steer, throw the saddle on it, and ride it across the finish line.
All 3 of you?
No, like one person rides it. What could go wrong?
It'd be funnier if all 3 of you had to ride it.
I might try to ride it.
So what's your role in this?
So my role
one guy ropes, one guy saddles, one guy rides, I would imagine.
So my role is to catch it.
To rope it.
Yeah. Well, no, you just got to run up and grab it.
The fuck out of here.
I'm going to send you a video.
No, man. Are they fucking, do they have the flanks tied up and shit?
No.
So they're not pissed off and bucking or anything? You just have to catch the thing?
Yeah.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah. Well.
I want to do like a fully armed rodeo.
What do you mean?
Where both sides have guns.
Like why would you, like a cow can't shoot a gun?
The steer, well, you not with that attitude. A steer that has a gun, and maybe you use, so they implanted one of Elon Musk's brain chips into a chimpanzee, and it was able to play Pong, like the old video game. Why can't you put like a dual-mounted fucking machine gun on the side, like Power Llama, like Black Rifle designed? Why can't you do that? And then the other guy's got a gun, and you just put sim rounds in it. Nobody dies.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting hit with a fucking 50 cal sim round? That'd probably just go right through you, right?
I mean, yeah, it'd probably be like getting hit by a fucking 203 at 10 meters. Could you imagine that?
Elon G. Anyone else going to correct Dan's grammar correction to Dakota? First of all, you misspelled grammar, asshole. Secondly, I didn't make a grammatical error. He did, and I was correcting it.
Hey.
So, fuck you.
Hey.
Fuck this whole show. I'm burning this entire building down.
No balls. You don't even know how to fucking light a match.
I do have one of those things where you scrape down on the fucking thing. I don't know what it's called.
It's called a fire starter, flint starter.
I keep one in my car just in case I have to start a fire in my car.
You don't even drive a car.
A Jeep, whatever. So I've got one of those.
I just corrected you.
I've got a life straw in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You know life straw, right?
No.
Is a Jeep a car?
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Answer in the chat.
A Jeep is not a car.
Jeep's not a car, it's a Jeep.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. That's why, yeah.
Yeah, but can a brand be a vehicle type?
No,
I mean,
Jeep
automobile.
is a vehicle, but a Jeep is not a car.
Yeah, it's an
There's
automobile,
a car.
but it's not a car.
Is a truck a car?
Right, but a truck isn't a company.
What?
There's no company called truck.
I know, but a Jeep is a type of vehicle. It's an SUV.
But it's also a company.
No, it is a company, but it's also a SUV, and it's definitely not a car.
Okay, so it's an SUV.
Giorgio.
We're 16 minutes into this show. We haven't even said the title of the fucking show yet.
So, anyways, gosh, like, isn't it kind of crazy? Like when we need an answer, they're fucking delayed.
Yeah.
But like when they want to pipe in and chirp around, they can hear us. I think that's selective hearing.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, you're probably right. Dan fan page, my fan page guy says, weren't life straws proven to not work? I don't think so. I mean, the science makes sense. It's baffled fucking activated charcoal. It should work. But who knows? Maybe you're right.
I just love Giorgio's hair. Anyways.
So today we're going to have a fun show. We're going to talk about some notable shit bag. We're going to try to do this once every month or two. Kind of like a VH1 Where Are They Now situation where we talk about notable shit bags from the military, from public life in general, celebrities, things like that, and just discuss where they are and what they're doing today.
We're not going to let the shit bags of the world disappear.
Yeah, just to remind you that these people still exist and they're still turds. Now, some of these people are considered turds, and we don't necessarily agree with that designation. I guess Edward Snowden. I don't know. That's a much more complex situation than some of the other ones. But still, I think it's interesting to see what these assholes are up to.
I kind of like Petraeus, to be honest.
In principle, I like the guy. I've actually done bodyguard work for him on 2 occasions before and spoken to him at length about different stuff. He's a very brilliant man, but he did one of the most dumb things of all time for a guy that was the head of the goddamn Central Intelligence Agency and who would have been a general in command of forces by that point of 15 plus years, I think.
Yeah,
been a general.
So did
so many others. McChrystal letting fucking Rolling Stone.
Anyways, let's get into this. Yeah. So the first shitbag, and this guy is fucking garbage.
Yeah, this one's not really one of the ones that's up for debate.
Yeah, I know the one that is definitely a hard one that's up for debate for you because you don't like him being called a shitbag will be Dick Cheney. But
yeah, I've been really kind to Dick Cheney over the years.
Bo Bergdahl. So Robert Bowe Bergdahl. He was a U.S. Army soldier who was deployed to Afghanistan in May of 2009, and I got there right when he went missing. When he was missing, yeah. He went missing in June 2009. He was captured by the Taliban.
Yeah, so within a month.
He fucking.
And by the way, when you go to fucking Iraq or Afghanistan, for those of you who haven't deployed, for those of you who have, you'll know this, but for those of you who haven't deployed, you spend at a minimum 2 weeks on the FOB before you go out into the city or go out into the mountains or wherever you're going to get your equipment, get trained on new radios or whatever it is. It's usually 2 to 4 weeks. So he may have only been in theater for like a week or two, maybe a month total on the outside. So, and he just walked off his post.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, but according to Bergdahl, he was taken prisoner after he fell behind while on patrol, which that is not fucking happening.
That was the original story.
Yeah, that was the original story. But the Taliban claimed they ambushed him when they found him drunk off base. Who the fuck does that?
This isn't Viet fucking Nam, okay? People did. This is wild to me because even with my proclivity for recreational drug use, particularly hallucinogens, I never would have even considered taking mushrooms or acid in war. But in Vietnam, apparently that was a pretty big thing, and heroin as well.
After being confirmed missing, the Army initiated a dust one search to find him, which according to some sources led to the deaths of 6 members of his battalion. So basically this is where this is all hands on fucking deck.
Dust one is like Army for Bolo, basically.
Yeah, like everybody's looking.
Yep.
The resources diverted to assist in the search for Bergdahl have also been blamed for the deaths of 8 soldiers at Combat Outpost Keating.
Yeah, Combat Outpost Keating, for those of you who don't know, is Red Platoon. That's our buddy.
Yeah, with Clint Romeshay.
And a couple of medals of honor there.
Yeah, Clint's a good fucking dude.
Bad situation. Those guys were already in a bad situation. They got stretched even thinner because this cunt was fucking running around
fucking. After 5 years in captivity, Bergdahl was released in return for 5 Taliban prisoners being held in Guantanamo Bay. And these were motherfuckers who were bad people, right? And I'm sure you all remember whenever they gave him over, they flew that helicopter in, brought him out, and then they put those 5 prisoners. They had to go somewhere, and it's like a probation place. Right? Like, how long was it? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It's like a halfway house.
Yeah, it's like a halfway house.
For fucking shit bags.
But now they're all back. And they're all back confirmed.
Yeah, they're back working for the Tally, and Tally's about to take over Afghanistan. I mean, they're already in the process right now of taking over Afghanistan again. So these guys are probably going to be, because the amount of clout you get for being in U.S. prison and then going back to one of these extremist organizations is massive. So they're probably leaders now. For sure. Over there.
Definitely heroes, right?
Yeah.
By 2015, Bergdahl was serving as a clerk, but had to be accompanied by a security detail to protect him from possible attacks due to his desertion.
Attacks not from the enemy, by the way.
Attacks from fucking people who
from his own
with him.
people, yeah.
Bergdahl was charged, so he went through this huge trial. I'm sure y'all remember it. Huge trial, like it was so controversial. But he was charged with 1 count of desertion and 1 count of misbehavior before the enemy, for which he requested a pardon from President Obama. Obama denied the pardon, which is great. And on November 3rd, 2017, Bergdahl pleaded guilty to the charges. Bergdahl was dishonorably discharged and fined $1,000 per month for 10 months, but faced no prison time. Now, here's what I want to tell you what's crazy, right? And I did this calculation.
So basically what happened was, and by the way, he made rank while he was gone. So he made rank, and also they held his back pay the whole time. So basically they just took $10,000 out of his back pay. He still got paid probably $100,000 or more.
Dude, way more than that. Like if you take sergeant as an E5, and it's tax-free because it's all over there. Dude, that got 5 years, tax-free sergeant with combat pay, hazard duty pay, all that shit.
It's like $2,400 a month.
So $2,400 a month.
I know with hazard duty pay, and it's probably more like $2,700 a month.
It's more
times 5 years. That's 60 months. That's 162,000 minus 10. So he made about 150 grand for getting a bunch of his friends killed.
Yeah, for getting a bunch of his friends killed. Like, isn't that fucking nuts? Mm-hmm. As of February 2021, Bergdahl is still attempting to have the conviction and sentence expunged. Where the fuck's he at? How's this guy hiding?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like you can. We learned from Ace Ventura, the original one, that you can't go back to your hometown, right? Ray Finkel couldn't go back to his hometown. They fucked his family's house up and shit. So he's originally from Idaho, from Sun Valley. So he's probably just hiding in the middle of nowhere somewhere, to be honest. I mean, Idaho is a big state, and there's not a lot of people there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where's he at?
I don't know if it says.
You think he's in the middle of nowhere?
If I was him, I would be in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Yep.
I would say that he definitely is someone who might have PTSD.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't know if this was his first or second deployment. If anybody knows, put it in the chat. But it is weird for somebody because if you listen to his story after the fact.
What was that podcast he did?
I don't remember, but yeah, I remember it happening, but I don't remember what it was. But if you remember after the fact, he said that he had become disillusioned with what was happening on his combat outpost, and
Serial podcast,
and couldn't get. Oh, that's right, it was Serial, yeah, and he couldn't get the leadership to listen to him, so he just walked off. Now, within a month.
No, he said that he didn't agree with what we were doing there. Like, he literally said he didn't agree with what we were doing.
But it was something about, he was trying to report something up the chain of command, and people wouldn't take him seriously, probably because he was a whiny little cunt. And, it's that's a very quick turnaround, right?
If any of y'all know Bo, tell him that we'd like to interview him.
Yeah. I'll have him on.
Let's get him.
I mean, I would honestly like to hear what he has to say, and I'm not even kidding about that. I wouldn't just fucking roast the dude. I would genuinely like to hear what he has to say right now, because it's easy to judge people based on the one thing, like Richard Sherman, the fucking cornerback, right? The NFL guy that's in trouble now. Apparently drank an entire bottle of Hennessy, an entire bottle of vodka, and then had a little episode where he had a DUI, fucking was trying to tear the front door of his wife's house down to get to her dad or something like that. Losing his fucking mind. But we've all been in fucked up situations where we've lost it.
For sure.
And now on the ESPN this morning, they're playing the video of him trying to tear the front door of his house down. Like, is that helping somebody? Probably not. But
yeah.
It's news, right? We all know that phrase that hurt people and shit like that. People lash out and have episodes. And I would hate to think that I would be judged forever by the worst moments of my life.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do like I mean, that's like
not that we shouldn't hold people accountable.
That's like looking at a murder and being like, I mean, you only did it once.
Right? Yeah, but I mean, look.
Like, I mean, this dude got motherfuckers killed.
Being a stupid kid that walked off post, like, that's really dumb for sure.
Bro, I was a stupid kid that walked off post many times, and I didn't try to get my fucking people killed around me.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I just think that this guy,
I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying, like, I'd like to hear what he thinks about right now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's fucking regretting it, right?
I would certainly hope so.
I mean, but let me ask you this. If he walked off and got away with it, would he regret it? No, right? Like, he's only regretting it because of
people regret consequences.
Exactly.
That's all. Yeah.
Exactly. I guarantee you, as soon as the Taliban put him in, all the shit that they did, I guarantee he was regretting his decision real quick.
Yeah, well, they probably raped him a bunch too, you would think, right? I mean, that's
100%.
That's kind of how they established dominance over there.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyways, Bo Bergdahl, he's out there in Idaho somewhere probably.
Probably herding goats. Yeah,
well, he may have an affinity for goats at this point, not just herding them. Next up is Chelsea Manning.
Oh.
Bradley Edward Manning was a U.S. intelligence analyst convicted of disclosing nearly 750,000 classified or sensitive military documents to WikiLeaks in 2010, including my unit, by the way. Like my entire Manning roster and all sorts of other docs from the surge were leaked then. Luckily, it was a year and a half after the fact, so didn't put anybody directly at harm's way. I think in 2010, our guys were in Haiti, actually. So
yeah.
This one's a big one, though. This is another person that became disillusioned with the war and thought that they were going to do something brave. I mean, so one of the big things he leaked was the helicopter footage of those people getting lit up with the fucking the chain gun on the bottom of an Apache. It reminded me of all the fucking videos of cops wailing on people that start right when the wailing starts.
Yeah.
But doesn't show any of the shit that happened before that.
Yep.
Like, these were fucking known bad guys. If you rewind the video before what WikiLeaks put out, you'll see dudes setting up mortar positions and shit. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Go down there and ask them to stop? No, you fucking die, bitch.
Yeah. And if you're anywhere around them, you go with them.
Yeah. We've made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the difference is if you're fighting the Taliban and you're a local, you're an Afghan guy, and you help Americans to try to make your neighborhood more safe, the Taliban will show up and kill you and kill your entire family and burn your house down.
100%.
In America, or an American soldier will simply kill whomever is near the crew-served weapon, which is completely rational and legal per the Geneva Convention. So there's a big distinction there that clearly was lost on this little turd.
I mean, stay away from it.
It seems easy enough.
Yeah.
Like if we were out in public right now with a group of people and one of them pulled a gun out and started waving around the air, I'm just going to leave. I'm not going to stick around to see what they do. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fucking get caught up in that bullshit. Or I might just shoot them. We'll see. The documents included footage. So we do BDAs, battle damage assessments. And they're packaged like, it's packaged to show the effects of weapons so they can be studied later, to for the efficacy and all this other stuff. But there's no need for context because the assumption is that this was in these theaters, you need like a lieutenant. In a lot of cases for these weapon systems, you need a lieutenant colonel to sign off on you even using the goddamn thing. Mm-hmm. So the assumption is that went up the chain of command and it was okay and it came back down. They only played the strikes themselves to make it look bad, right?
Yeah. How convenient.
Yeah. It also included hundreds of thousands of diplomatic cables and military reports. Now, Manning was charged with 22 things, convicted of 17, sentenced to 35 years in Fort Leavenworth. The day after being convicted, Manning announced that she now identified as a female and changed her name to Chelsea.
How convenient.
After serving 7 years, Obama commuted Manning's remaining sentence, and she was released in 2017. In January,
why the fuck did he do that?
No idea. In January 2018, Manning generated some controversy by attending an event hosted by Mike Cernovich, which she claimed was an attempt to gather information about the far right. Cernovich is some attorney or some shit, I think, that turned political activist. I mean, it reminds me of what's that dude's name? Is it Typical Liberals or DC Drano?
DC Drano,
the guy in Florida. Yeah, they're just like fucking vapid turds that are partisan and they're trying to get famous because they take a fringe belief or whatever the fuck. It's just stupid. It's like all these 22-year-old girls that are all of a sudden commie fighters.
Yeah,
like it's thousands of them. 2 or 3 of them actually know what they're talking about, and the rest are just fucking Instagram thoughts, basically. It's very irritating. Anyways, let's see what else.
I'm trying to figure out what Chelsea Manning's rate is.
Probably 2 or 1.
What?
E1, E2, you would think.
No,
right?
I'm saying the rate to book her for
speaking. Yeah, we can do that.
I'm trying to find that out right now.
Later in 2018, Manning challenged incumbent Senator Ben Cardin for the Democratic nomination for Senate in her home state of Maryland. Manning received 5.8% of the votes. Cardin won with 80.4%. In August of 2018, Manning was denied entry into Australia due to her previous criminal convictions. So the record wasn't expunged. It was just the sentence was commuted. That's interesting. From March 8th, 2019 until March 12th, 2020, Manning was jailed for contempt and fined $256,000 for refusing to testify before a grand jury that was investigating Julian Assange, who we'll get to soon. And now Manning is currently earning a living through speaking engagements. I can't imagine what this person has to say to anybody of value. You still looking?
Yeah, I can't find the rate, but I will say that it must be good because they're saying that they're estimating her net worth at $4 million. Is this a fucking joke?
So that's the country you live in.
$4 million. And that's usually low.
It's always low, yeah.
That bitch is worth $4 million. Is this a joke? What world do we live in?
You know, it's the expectation when I was growing up is that the penalty for treason is execution, right? Like treason is such a horrific crime that it must be met with the ultimate penalty.
But that's the same thing that fucking Bowe Bergdahl did.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
Bowe Bergdahl didn't intentionally
level.
give up information to the enemy. Bowe Bergdahl was a weak piece of shit and got people killed because of it. That happens even when people don't walk off post. You know what I mean? Not to trivialize what he did. He still fucked up badly.
Yeah, but I mean, he also
I don't think
wasn't
that's treason.
He also wasn't in a position that had a skiff and didn't have intel on him.
I mean, I mean, if he did, then
that's what I'm saying.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's Dan. $4 fucking million. Chelsea Manning, who is...
I think the people who died looking for this shit bag for Bergdahl, for example, should be able to sue Bergdahl's estate, right?
I wonder what Bo Bergdahl's worth.
Not much.
Yeah, because nobody's heard
I'm guessing.
from him.
Yeah, he's like fly fishing and pretending to be somebody else somewhere in Idaho. As for Chelsea Manning, I don't know what that piece of shit's doing these days. Still pretending to be a woman, probably. Nobody bought that at the time, and I don't think anybody buys it now. So,
Dude, they're estimating Bo Bergdahl's net worth to be between $1 to $5 million.
did he sign a book deal or something?
I'm sure.
Or he maybe signed over his life rights for a movie? Bowe Bergdahl movie. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da. We Are the Mighty are unveiling plans to... That was in 2017. That probably never happened.
$1 to $5 million.
There is a movie called The USA versus Beau Bergdahl that came out in 2017. Is that them? Sean Langan.
Holy shit. We did it wrong, man. We did it wrong.
Yeah, we should have deserted.
Dude.
I could have retired by now.
Like how fucked up has our country got to where we got guys who served honorably who can barely pay their fucking bills. But you've got these shitbags who are living high on the horse.
Yeah, I mean...
What the fuck?
It's
Who would book Chelsea Manning? Tell me why you would book Chelsea Manning.
I have no idea what
Somebody
that
in the
person-
chat, please, because there's only two of us here. Can somebody tell me why you would book Chelsea Manning other than to show up to make fun of?
Yeah.
Gosh. I'll tell you what I would pay a lot for to show up.
Hold on. Timmy Little says that these grievances are so petty and dated. Who's next? The person who put a Medal of Honor recipient in parade rest once. I don't think it's really petty when someone gives up 750,000 pieces of classified information.
Who said that?
Timmy Little is a person in the chat there. That's certainly not petty, nor is it petty to continue to be angry about that.
These grievances are so petty and dated. Who's next?
It's certainly not petty either that Bo Bergdahl walked off post and got his friends killed trying to look for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a responsibility. Look, I don't know a whole lot of veterans that served in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Because they went to jail for what they believe?
That support the war. That support either one of those wars.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, Timmy Little. The problem that we're saying here, it's not a problem that they went to jail for what they believed in, but why the fuck are they out? They should still be in jail.
Yeah.
You deserted the country. You deserted your oath. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what if somebody comes and fucks up your house because they believed in their own? I mean, how insane is that? Like, what kind of rationale is that? You're probably in the wrong chat.
I mean, I welcome all opinions on that.
I do too, but like that one's fucking dumb.
Because I mean, there's nuance involved there. There's nuance with the Snowden thing, for example. People treat Edward Snowden a lot differently than they treat Bradley Manning because what Snowden did was measured. Yeah. Like Manning just scooped up everything he could and gave it to some fucking foreign asshole.
Yeah.
Snowden picked just one thing that was, and I believe he was right. It was super, like the way the U.S. government's been spying on people for years, somebody had to fucking do something about that.
Yeah, Timmy Little. I mean, we all agree the war was stupid. There's nobody who's fought it that's not going to say it's not, especially now when you look at it and you see that all this ground, like what
we knew it was stupid when we got there.
But like,
it wasn't about that. It was about the men and women next to you.
Yeah, you don't go do shit, then fucking leave. Tell them you want to go home. I promise you, if you're over there smoking weed or something, they will send your ass fucking home. So like, you don't go get other people killed. Like, how dumb is that? We should have never sent one person looking for Bo.
Let's just not recast these people as heroes all of a sudden just because they fucking did time for their actions. Look, maybe from the 35,000 foot view, what they did was somewhat correct insofar as exposing fucked up shit. Now, not for Manning, but he just posted a bunch of fucking Manning reports, Manning rosters, and fucking battle damage assessment. He didn't do anything. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, guys who are fucking giving commands to specialists in the gunner seat of an Apache are going to use harsh language that is also measured and sounds crazy. Like, hey, kill that motherfucker right there. All right, keep shooting. And they're super calm. But have you ever heard a helicopter pilot when they're getting ready to crash? They talk exactly the same way. They're like, hey, rudders are fucked up, going down, whatever the fuck. And they're calm all the way to the ground because they fucking have to be. to save other people's lives.
Dude, I can't entertain the dumb fucking comment.
Well, you can entertain the ghost bed.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, I entertain Ghost Bed. So go check them out, ghostbed.com. They are running, is it still 30% off, right? 30% off site-wide?
Yeah, they still have the fucking July 4th deal going on.
Yeah, Ghost Bed's always running a deal. 30% off site-wide. They have badass cooling technology. They just came out with a new pillow top.
Yeah, the topper is great.
Yeah,
it's really fucking good.
great.
Yeah.
They
It's made
have,
out of the same material as I think the 3D Matrix. So
cooling sheets.
Yeah, everything's cooling.
Everything's cooling. It's really badass. They definitely understand that guys like me and Dan sweat when we're laying in bed together. And
back to back or front to front, either way.
It doesn't matter. Either way. But yeah, go check them out. They've been supporting. Big thing about Ghost Bed is not only do they make a badass quality, but they've been supporting those that support us for a long time. Before it was cool, before the COVID coolness. They have a 20-year warranty. They also have 36 months pay-as-you-go financing. So go check it out. Go check them out at ghostbed.com/drinkingbros. ghostbed.com/drinkingbros.
Ghostbed.com/drinkingbros. 36 months pay as you go.
You can't even spell /.
It's just this. I guess from your perspective, it would be this.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Policy Genius. This is a good one. You've heard us talk about these guys before. Go to policygenius.com. Get started right now. Let them know that the American Party podcast sent you. When it comes to insurance, you got to get this shit right. Right now, they're focusing on life insurance for July right now because it's a big thing.
Life insurance is a big thing.
It is, you don't want to leave your fucking family hanging. You don't want to leave them with uncertainty or debt. Or if you're the primary breadwinner in the home, you don't want to fucking leave a giant vacuum because this is the thing we talked about in the military a lot. It's stressful enough when a service member dies, but when their family, the SGLI stuff can take 3 months to come through. So back in the day, there was a lot of pressure and finally got a bill passed that gave a certain amount of that SGLI money immediately, like within 72 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Finally. This is the kind of stuff Policy Genius is trying to do now.
Hell yeah.
There's no better time than now to apply for life insurance. Look, I mean, if you're mitigating risk, the longer you wait, the less you're able to mitigate.
Dude, if you've got kids, if you've got a significant other, all those, you
need this stuff.
You really have an obligation to
and Policy Genius makes it easier. So it's not, they don't sell insurance themselves. They are an aggregator. It's like, I guess, Expedia for life insurance. They have all forms of insurance, by the way, but you can save 50% or more on life insurance by comparing quotes to Policy Genius. You put in your data, what you're looking for, and they'll spit out the stuff that's closest to you. So you're talking about $1,300 or more per year you're saving on life insurance compared to other policies. That's a lot of money. $1,300 a year is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
So here's how it works. You go to policygenius.com. That's policygenius.com. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need based on your income and your assets and the people in your family, et cetera. Compare personalized quotes to find your best price. And when you're ready to apply, the Policy Genius team will handle all the paperwork and scheduling for free. Policy Genius never sells your information to other companies. The fact that they say they don't, like you have to tell customers you do if you do now. And the fact that they say they don't makes it a crime for them to sell your data, just so you know. Policy Genius doesn't add on any extra fees, so go to policygenius.com to get started now. Policy Genius, when it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right.
Get it tight.
I like that company.
Yeah, it's badass.
They also have car insurance, all kinds of other stuff. Like you can find any kind of insurance you want, but right now they're focusing on life insurance.
Hell yeah. All right, so the next one of Dan's favorites here.
Some more recent people.
And
then we'll go back into the past again after that.
Is James Comey.
James Comey. Remember election morning, he was wearing that fucking stupid, holding that mug like, I'm fucking Biden, man.
Yeah.
But look, why would the former head of an agency
do that? Yeah. So anyways,
Man.
James Comey served as the 7th director of the FBI from 2013 until his dismissal in May of 2017.
And the FBI should be, I was talking on Drinking Bros. on fake news yesterday about this, about the CIA should be disbanded. The FBI should also be disbanded.
As FBI director, Comey was responsible for overseeing the investigation of the Hillary Clinton email controversy. Amazing, which nothing happened, right? His decision to reopen the investigation shortly before the 2016 election has been blamed for costing Hillary Clinton the presidency. That was kind of weird to me, right? Like, that was kind of nuts, but definitely bad timing.
Yeah.
Comey was fired by President Trump on May 9th, 2017, while investigating alleged ties between Russia and the Trump administration. I'm sure we all remember that, right?
By the way, that was the DNC that requested that. It was Hillary Clinton via the DNC that requested the FBI look into that. Now, I don't know what authority the DNC would have to do that. Like, it was the Clinton campaign that asked somebody to look into the other team that's running for office.
Yeah.
And the FBI did it.
It's fucked up.
And then Obama continued it, by the way, by weaponizing the FBI and CIA to look into the Trump campaign after Trump had been elected.
Yeah.
Right? So for the first, but between Trump being elected and being inaugurated, the Obama administration weaponized the intelligence community to try to fuck Trump over. And you wonder why all these people on the right continuously question everything anybody in the government tells them.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Shortly after being fired, Comey arranged for a friend to leak a memo to the press, which claimed Trump had asked him to end the FBI's investigation of Michael Flynn. Now, I just have to say, like, that dude should fucking burn for that.
Who, Michael Flynn or James Comey?
Well, both of them suck, but, like, Comey should fucking burn for that.
Yeah.
It was later found that Comey had violated FBI policy regarding the memos. However, the DOJ declined to prosecute him due to lack of evidence. What does that even mean? Well, investigate. In the fall of 2018, Comey returned to his alma mater. Mater.
College of William
It's like
and Mary.
Mater. Like, I like that name, Mater. Like, Toe Mater. You know what I mean?
I don't know what alma mater means. I assume
either.
it's something in fucking Latin, right?
The College of William and Mary. To teach a course on ethical leadership. Isn't that like
that's like OJ teaching fucking a class on how to be a good husband.
Didn't Hunter Biden start teaching classes too on some shit?
Well, he's selling his artwork or some shit now, but I think he's teaching classes on how to turn Parmesan cheese into fucking crack cocaine, I believe, yeah. And I think he uses a wood compressor for that.
In 2019, Comey began writing op-eds for various media outlets, including the Washington Post and the New York Times. In an op-ed published in New York Times in 2019, Comey bashed his former boss, saying, "Accomplished people lacking inner strength can't resist the compromises necessary to survive Mr. Trump. Trump eats your soul in small bites." That's pretty cool. I would be honored if somebody said that about me. In 2020, Comey's tenure as the FBI director was depicted in the Showtime miniseries The Comey Rule, where he was portrayed by Jeff Daniels. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. I think Ross saw it, and I like Jeff Daniels as an actor. Obviously, I mean, he's a great actor, but I don't know how that went. I mean, this guy was, I guess, a sign of the times. A person that's serving in not just a leadership position, but a director position in one of the, top agencies in the country, and they decided to use their authority and power to influence elections, and then after the fact, right, to try to fucking influence the political discourse. It's a problem. Like there's Sonny Quinn on SEAL Team, right, played by AJ Buckley, makes a case, and I agree with it to an extent, that as a warrior, he shouldn't be voting for president because he should be dispassionate about politics and only be the enforcement mechanism for foreign policy. Now, that makes a lot of sense to me, to be honest, frankly. I mean, it's the problem is that if you carry that over, then a very large percentage of the population, people that are more informed about foreign policy than anybody else in a lot of cases, are removed from the voter pool. So I don't agree with it. But I understand where you're coming from. If you're a director level, though, if you're one of the rare few, if you're one of the 15 directors of agencies, you should not be voting. You should not be allowed to endorse any candidates even after you get out. You should never be allowed to do any of that stuff. You shouldn't be allowed to work for any private company that works with the government for at least 20 years. We've got to change this shit up. These people are all assholes. Speaking of assholes.
Don't talk about me again.
Well, you've never been a director of an agency.
True.
So far as I know. Eric Holder's up next. We all remember this asshole.
This guy.
He was the 82nd Attorney General of the United States from 2009 until 2015. In October of 2011, 7,600 pages of documents were released, some of which indicated that Holder had been sent memos about the operation called Fast and Furious and must have known about it earlier than he claimed. So he lied about knowing about it, which is nothing new in government, obviously. On June 20th, 2012, the Oversight Committee voted 23-17 to hold him in contempt of Congress, making Holder the first sitting Attorney General to be held in contempt. The Justice Department's Inspector General later cleared Holder of any wrongdoing. In July of 2015, Holder rejoined Covington and Burling, the law firm at which he worked before becoming Attorney General, and their clients include many of the large banks Holder declined to prosecute for their alleged roles in the financial crisis. So
Wow.
the housing crisis that was caused in a lot of ways by Republican Congress, but also Barney Franks, right, with his fucking Sallie Mae, Freddie Mac bullshit, lending to people that shouldn't have been lent to, and then allowing the packaging of these subprime mortgages and blah, 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 right? We all remember. We've all seen The Big Short here. Excuse me. There's a lot of movement in Congress to prosecute a lot of these people that did this shit. Holder stopped that from happening. Mm-hmm. And then he went back to work for the law firm that represented most of them. So you can see why these people that are in these high-level positions should be banned for life after serving in those positions from dealing in private business again.
For sure. And I think what we should do to be able to justify that is we should pay them more while they're in and pay them what they deserve for the responsibility that they have.
Maybe. I mean, that's a big thing. So if you've made your career being a certain type of businessman and we ask you to stop doing that and come serve the country, you should get paid for it. I agree with that.
For sure.
And the expectation should be that you would never leverage the position you had or the information you gathered to make yourself rich after the fact. And like, how can you expect someone not to do that unless you're paying them?
Yep.
Frankly, I mean, I think that's a reasonable thing. In 2016, Holder was hired to combat a $3.9 billion fine handed to the MTN group by the government of Nigeria. Who's talking? Oh, it's Ross. Instead of negotiating with a regulatory body that issued the fine, Holder worked directly with the Nigerian Attorney General to reach a compromise. In 2018, Holder suggested on several occasions that he might run for president in 2020. But obviously that's not going to happen. So now he's working with the National Democratic Redistricting Committee. So this guy that's shown a proclivity to use his contacts and information within the government to protect the financial interests of assholes who fuck everybody else over is now working with the team who tries to redistrict areas. It's called gerrymandering. Starts with a G, look it up. He's a cunt. So that's what he does now.
Don't tell me what to do.
I know.
This is my favorite one. I've been looking forward to this one the whole show.
You just want to hear me yell, but I'm not going to yell.
This is my favorite one. I think this is one that's still on the fence with Dan as far as if he's a bad guy or not. But it's old Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney, I don't know if you remember him or not, but we served as the 46th vice president from 2001 until 2009 under George W. Bush, and is often cited as the most powerful vice president in American history. During his tenure as vice president, Cheney played a leading behind-the-scenes role in the Bush's administration's response on September 11th attacks. Why did he do that, Dan? Why do you think he wanted to go invade Iraq and Afghanistan?
Well, at the time, he still owned
I'm sure he
stock in Halliburton.
No, he believed in freedom.
No, so Halliburton owns KBR. Yeah. If you've been deployed before, you know what KBR is. They provided all of our food, all sorts of other shit while you're over there. He's just a military-industrial complex guy, and it goes back decades. I mean, he was the defense secretary and the undersecretary, right? Yep. Then he was a congressman, defense secretary, and undersecretary. then became vice president, and obviously never ran for president. But
he was an early proponent of invading Iraq, alleging that Saddam Hussein possessed weapons of mass destruction that we are still looking for.
Yeah, that we never found it. By the way, it was there was a quote unquote agent, an intelligence source called Fastball that was made up. They made the entire thing up, and it's kind of similar to the fucking Steele dossier, right? So everybody, all these conservatives today that are complaining about how the Hillary campaign and the DNC and Obama pretty much either manufactured or allowed the manufacture and presentation of the Steele dossier as some kind of evidence and fact against Trump and the Russiagate bullshit. Your people did that just a few years ago.
Yeah.
And when they did it, a bunch of fucking people died, right?
Yep.
There's like 60,000 people without legs now.
In 2009, CI Director Leon Panetta told the Senate and House Intelligence Committees that the CIA withheld information about a secret counterterrorism program from Congress for 8 years on direct orders from Cheney. Wow. In 2012, Cheney used his home in Wyoming to host a private fundraiser for Mitt Romney, which raised over $4 million in contributions for Romney's presidential campaign. Later in 2012, Cheney made a sudden change to his stance on same-sex marriage and became one of the most prominent Republican politicians to support legalizing it.
Yeah, his daughter is a lesbian. You remember that from the debates, right?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it the first one? Was it?
Isn't it crazy how people change their stance on it when it works for them?
Well, that's how it works, though, with pretty much everything. People think something's weird or morally objectionable, and then somebody in their family, right, or one of their friends is gay. Like, oh, there's just a person. Like, okay, cool. I mean, that's actually a good thing.
And then in 2015, Cheney published a book tracing the history of U.S. foreign policy and military actions from Franklin Roosevelt's administration through the Obama administration. Whatever.
In 2016, Cheney endorsed Donald Trump, but later criticized him during a forum at the American Enterprise Institute for Trump's tendency to announce policy decisions on Twitter before consulting his staff. I mean, yeah, that's probably a reasonable thing to criticize somebody for, to be honest. Since 2016, Cheney's largely stayed out of the public eye, most likely sacrificing orphans to fulfill his pact with the devil to allow him to survive with a total of 5 heart attacks now. He's got a fake heart or valves or some shit. And I mean, he's mostly robot at this point. That guy's a giant piece of shit. His operating behind the scenes cost the lives of thousands of Americans, and who knows how much money and untold just suffering, just to make him and his friends rich, basically.
Facts.
That's really all it was about.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip Assange. We'll come back
Let's
to him
just
later.
leave the rest of it.
Huh?
Does it work?
Yeah, we'll leave the rest of this for later. We've got more, but we've got
We're in an hour.
yeah, we're running a little long
We're running
here.
a little long here. That's the first time you've ever done that.
It is, yeah. Usually I try to get in and get out without any no fuss, no muss.
Yeah, you ought to be a truck driver.
I should be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks
what?
for listening today. We appreciate the comments. Go, subscribe and rate, fucking review on Apple. That helps us stay in the charts.
Hell yeah.
And share this with people. Share the important shows that we do. Today was kind of silly, but the important shows that we do. A lot of you have seen and sent to me all the stuff that's been on Tucker Carlson lately that I reported on 2 or 3 months ago. That's about how long it takes, I guess, for information to get up the chain. But the more you share it, the quicker that shit happens, and the more these assholes get exposed. So,
Hey,
see you in hell.
see you in hell.